What's going on, y'all? This is the Real with Neil podcast, where we just have real conversations about real estate. And today we are going to talk about motivation. My wife and I are in the process of buying a home. We're working towards that. And what I wanted to do is I'm creating a medium where you see the journey of me and my family. And I think that that's relevant and important because it may be somebody that may be in the same situation. And so I wanted to not only post my success, but also the journey. And so, again, we're going to discuss the motivation of buying a home. With me, I just like to be transparent. Even though I am a real estate professional, I still had to come against the rental mindset. Because the rental mindset, I had to break that mindset because that's how I grew up. That's how I was taught. When I was coming up, it was pretty much just pay your bills, pay the rent. That was really it. We didn't have conversations about home ownership, starting a business. We didn't. So I had to break that mindset of just enough. And so we had the mindset of just making sure your bills paid. If you had your bills paid, and you were broke, you were good, because that's the mindset that we had at that time. It's just like, long as your bills are paid, you'll figure everything else out. But I had to learn that there was more to life than just enough, that we have an opportunity to have more than enough. And how do we get that? How do we get to a place where we have more than enough and not just surviving? I was okay with renting because it was just my wife and I and my dog. I didn't really, I knew the value in buying a home, but I really felt like it wasn't relevant to my life at the time because I felt like I had a roof over my head. I had clothes on my back. I had a good job. I had a business on the side. I'm really okay right now. And my car is working. I'm straight. But I believe it was my son. I know it was my son that really gave me the fire and the motivation to buy a home, because now my wife was approaching me in a different state of mind where she said, baby, we need more space. Our dog needs a backyard. Nolan needs his own space. You need space to be able to create. We need space for several things. And so we need a house. So what it did to me was I got to live by what I tell people. I got to practice what I preach. So one of the first steps into home ownership is becoming pre-approved, a lender's determination of how much money you're eligible to borrow. So whoever it is that you're working with, like when you're working with a realtor, they understand and know your price range. So they'll begin to send you listings within that price range because they know that that's what you can be able to afford. And so I had to call my lender and tell them, I said, listen, my wife and I are expecting our first child. I got to know where we are. So my wife and I, we had a meeting, and it was scary, y'all. It really was, because I had to deal with me. I had to confront my past. I had to deal with fears. And I walked out of the meeting confident because I said, oh, I'm not that much off. And he told us what we needed to do. We got a game plan, and it felt good actually living by what I tell people to do. And so now my wife and I, we got a plan. We know what we need to do. We've already met with a lender, so we good, and we're working towards that plan. So I'm just here to tell you that one of the first steps is becoming pre-approved. Have the conversation with a lender, see where you are, so you can be able to get that game plan on what you need to do to work towards home ownership. And my motivation was my son. And that what gave me the fire, because I had to change the trajectory of our family, that he understands that he can be able to buy a home. He understands that he doesn't have to rent. So I just wanted to tell you that today, that I had to find that motivation, and you have to find that motivation within yourself. and say, okay, what is it that why do I need to buy a home? What is it that it offers me? If it's more space, or if it's investing, or I'm tired of renting. And once you find that value, once you find that motivation, then you can be able to follow it or see it through. And it reminds me of a person that is working out. They may have motivation of, hey, I'm not doing well within my body, so I got to start working out because I want to live. And that's their motivation. My motivation for me working out is because I want to be able to play basketball with my son. I want to be able to throw the football. I want to be able to ride, take him out and teach him how to ride a bike. I don't want to be barely being able to walk. I want to be able to be active with my son. And so that's my motivation of lifting, boxing, so I can be around. You just got to find that motivation, what works for you. And once you do that, you'll see it through. And that was the reason why I sat down with the lender, because I understood that it's bigger than me. And when you find something that's bigger than you, then you will be able to see it through. Because I was fine where I was good. But when I understood and I said, you're not going to be here forever, so on this earth. So this home ownership is bigger than you. It's mandatory. It's priority. Let's see it through. If you are interested in learning more about the home buying process, it would be an honor to be able to work with you. I'm gonna have my information in the description. It would be good. Let's set up a call. Let's talk and just see where you are. What's your mindset on home ownership? And I would love, my team and I, to be able to help you reach those goals, those home ownership goals, those real estate goals. Hope that you have a great day. Please subscribe to the channel for more real estate content. We'll talk soon.